Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Darkest Night, 2nd edition, where we're just about to start the 2nd episode. We've got one minor correction to make for Castigan, the Crusader, which I should have caught really during the introduction, but I didn't. It completely slipped my mind, but thanks to Doug pointed out that I'd missed it, and what we'll do is we'll fix that when we see Castigan's actual player area. We'll see that in a bit when he goes to actually do his turn, so we'll go over what I missed then. But other than that, everything seems pretty much okay. What we'll do is we'll just go through where everybody is. We have Veydea, the seer. She's here in the mountains. And we've got Zulana, the channeler. She's also in the mountains. Here in the village, we've got Castigan, who's got the Necromancer for company, plus some horrible blights. And we have Thorn, and his little doggy is here in the forest. As regards blights, we've got a void in the mountains, we've got webs in the castle, we've got skeletons and confusion in the swamp, we have a stigma and a flux cage in the village, we have an omen in the forest, and we have a flux cage in the ruins. We've got a couple of mysteries. We've got Sacred Glade in the forest, and we've got Timeless Trove in the ruins. Our darkness track is on 1 and our clue track is on 2, and I think that pretty much covers it. So let's get across to our first player, and our first player for this round is going to be Veydea. And here we are with Veydea. So she's going to be taking her turn, so we'll flip that over. Now you'll notice that she's got her activation back because the Prophecy of Fortune, it only lasts for that particular turn. So it's exhausted now and Castigan can't use it anymore, so I have given her back her activation token. So what are we going to do? She's on 3 grace, and remember we've got that stigma, and that means that she can only get back to 2 grace should she lose any more, but I think we'll be okay. We'll just we'll put up with that, and she's got 5 secrecy, which isn't bad. So what is she going to do this turn? She's going to search again, and she'll just search normally. She can't use douse, we've exhausted that, so she'll just search using a die. But she still has the Prophecy of Forks, and we're going to use this because we've got a plan. So the Prophecy of Forks, bonus, exhaust at the start of any hero's turn. For the rest of that turn, whenever that hero would draw cards from any deck, they draw an extra card and put one of their draws at the bottom of that deck. We are going to use this, and we're going to use it on Castigan. We have a plan. So what I'll do is I will exhaust that, and once again we'll take one of these activation tokens and we'll put it on Castigan. I'm doing it now just so I don't forget. So that is going to be it for Veydea. Let's get back to the board and let's take her turn. And here we are with Veydea in the mountains. Got no Necromancer, anything like that, so we can get straight into our favourite bit, which is, yes, the event. So let's see what we get. Aurora, it's got a fate of 4. Damn it. So, oh, gain 1 grace. That's brilliant. We get a grace back. but we've got to spend 2 secrecy, which isn't great. Or exhaust all your powers. Well, they're all exhausted. So, to be fair though, the Prophecy of Forks isn't actually exhausted yet, but we do want to use that. So what we're going to do is we are going to spend those 2 secrecy, but we do get 1 grace, so that's not bad. The harsh beauty of the sky paints the land with sharp shadows. So obviously this Aurora is showing her up in the mountains, and she's a lot easier to see, but at least we get her grace. So let's just check. That is going to put her on back to 4, and it mentions nothing about default, so we do get it back. So that puts her up to 4 grace, and she goes down to 3 secrecy, but that's not bad. We'll put up with that. So we've got the Aurora, and we've dealt with that. Now what we do is, what is her action going to be? As previously stated, she is going to search. So she's going to get 1 die, and we need to get over 4. Well, we've got a search difficulty of 4. Come on, 50-50 chance. That's 6. Awesome. So we get to draw a map card for the mountains, and what do we get? We get a treasure chest. Brilliant. Okie dokie. Now, I'll just dig out a treasure chest for a laugh. You'll see why in a minute when I can find one. Here they are. So what we could do now is we could just put this on her player area and then use it when we like. What I'll do is, let's just have a look at the reference sheet just to show you. So here we have a treasure chest. Discard at any time to draw a new power card. So I could keep that and then draw my power card later on, but why would you want to do that? You know, just get your power card now. So that's what we're going to do. We'll put that back, and we will put this nice token back, and we'll just pick a new power card immediately. Hang on while I put that away, and let's grab her deck. So here is her deck. I'll give it a quick shuffle and a quick cut, and we'll get our new power card. Prediction. It's another one of the starting ones. Action. Roll 2 dice and add them to this card. You may use all dice on this card instead of making any roll. When you do, clear this card. Oh, very good. So that might come in at some point. I'm sure there's better cards than that in here though, but yeah, not bad. So she's now got prediction. Always nice to get another power. That said, I would have preferred a mystery, because clues are the name of the game. Okay, so that is it for Veydea. Next up, we are going to go to Zulana. So let's pop across and let's have a look at her player area. And here we are with Zulana. Now she's already exhausted Astral Surge. So what are we going to do? We've still got Transcendence and we've still got Eddie. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to move. Let's get across to the castle. The castle is normally good for picking up treasure chests, and as you've just seen, that means getting extra powers. So I think we'll try and do that. Let's flick this across as it's her turn. And because she's moving, we're going to get an extra secrecy, which puts her back up to 6. I don't think leaving the void causes a problem, and the webs don't cause a problem either. Yes, forgot about that, didn't I? I skipped the void for Veydea. We should have had a look at what the blight was, but because it's a void, it doesn't actually do anything. If you recall, it just sits there being 2 blights and bloody annoying. So, though I didn't go through it, you know, we haven't actually missed anything. As far as Zulana goes, like, she'll just be leaving that void. She'll be going to the castle, which has got webs, but I think we'll be all right with those. It's just, that just kicks in when you are leaving. So that is it for Zulana. We're not going to use any of these. She just gets a secrecy because she is moving to the castle. So let's pop across to the board and put that in operation. And here we are back at the board with Zulana. Now, before she actually moves, obviously we've got some bits and bobs to do. First of all, is the Necromancer there? No, he isn't, and we've got no problems with powers at the start of her turn, that's fine too, but we do have to draw an event. So here we go. Vile Beast. Oh, we nearly got this last time, didn't we? And what was it? Yeah, it was Thorn. Yeah, and he got a worse one that he had to keep. So Vile Beast, 2 fate. So it is 5 to defend against or 4 to elude. If we win, you gain a spark. We could do with sparks. Failure, we lose a grace. Is this what the Necromancer has wrought? Such an abomination was not meant to exist. Well, that's pretty grim. So we'll put that up here. And we will need this. And what are we going to do? Let's have a look. Is there anything that will help us? Tactic. Elude with 2 dice. Yes, we're going to use Eddie, which is a tactic, so we can use this. Elude with 2 dice. If we fail, we can refresh 1 power. Cool. I don't think... I'm just looking at Astral Surge. Yes, Astral Surge is exhausted, and at the start of this turn, it didn't kick in. So we can't use the Astral because it sort of ran out at the end of last turn. So we will use Eddie for its normal tactic, which is elude with 2 dice. But if we fail, we can refresh Astral Surge. So I prefer not to fail, but let's go for it. So we've got 2 dice, and in order to elude, we need a 4 or better. Come on. We get a 6. Woohoo! Awesome. So we'll get rid of Vile Beast. And Eddie is fine. And we don't lose a grace, but we also don't get to refresh Astral Surge. But I think I'd rather have it that way around. So we'll get rid of those. And now we can move. So we get the secrecy. And we move up to 6 secrecy. And she is now in the castle. We don't have to bother about the webs, because that is just lose 1 secrecy if we actually leave the castle region. And we've moved into the castle region, so that's fine. And that is the end of her turn. So let's get across to the player area and let's have a look at Thorn. He is going to go next. And here we are with Thorn. Like last time, we might be using his Visions card. It depends what 2 events we get. If the event we end up with isn't too bad, then we won't use Visions, but if it's some like horror, then we'll use Visions and we will get rid of it. The plan this turn is we are just going to try and search again. Let's get some searches in. Got a bit of a plan with Castigan, because Castigan is going to be losing a lot of secrecy this turn. So perhaps he may be able to lead the Necromancer a merry dance. But that's Castigan. We'll go through that in a moment. This is Thorn. So yes, he's going to stay in the forest. And the plan is we will search. So let's get back to the forest. And let's get back to Thorn. And here we are with Thorn. So he hasn't got the Necromancer with him. He's got no start of turn power card malarkey to get on with, so it's straight into events, but we've got to draw 2 because of the omen. Oh, I do apologise if you spot all this sort of stuff and wonder what the hell's going on. I have been decorating, so I've been painting ceilings and stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to change yet because Mrs. Catweazle is doing some sort of shape of water thing in the bathroom. So I thought I may as well crack on, get this done, and then I'll sort out my attire later. But anyway, event card. Our first one is Electrical Storm. Now that's a 4. Remember, we're going to have to pick the one with the highest fate. Roll 3 dice, then pick and resolve 2. Cool, so we could gain a spark, could exhaust a power if possible, lose secrecy, lose grace. Yeah, not ideal. So there's Electrical Storm. And the second one is Horde. So we're not going to take Horde because it's only got 3 on it. Compared to secrecy, so if we had 4+, which we did, it would be a small Horde. which is 4 to defend against, 3 to elude. Failures lose a grace. 3 is a bloodshed, swollen the ranks of the dead, and with lesser spawn. In fact, we'd have took that. Yeah, I don't think I'd have used visions with that, but we've got to get rid of it anyway. And now we've got to make our decision with Electrical Storm. Roll 3 dice, then pick and resolve 2. The only problem is if you get 1s and 2s, isn't it? And then I lose 2 grace. But he's doing pretty well for grace and secrecy. He's got 5 of each. Let's do it. We might gain a spark. So we're not going to use visions again. I'm going to keep visions for, you know, when it's really, really horrible. So we'll move. Can we see that? Not particularly. Let's do it that way. There we go. We can see that, can't we? So 3 dice. Come on. A couple of 6s would be nice. Come on. Ooh. I've got a 4, a 1 and 2. So we've lost 1 grace to start with. So obviously going to pick the 4 and the 2. Picking the 4 and the 2. So we lose 1 secrecy and we lose 1 grace. That puts us down to 4 secrecy, 4 grace. Not too bad, I don't think. We'll take that one. Okay, right. So that is that. And what's he going to do now? He's going to search. So he's got 1 die. Now what we need to do here, may as well cut that out, man. Is we could do with a 5 or a 6, because we get a 5 or a 6, not only do we get whatever it is we find, we will get +2 clues as well. So come on, let's be having it. A 5 or a 6, come on. A 1. So we didn't find Jack. Damn. So we'll probably keep it. Depending on the Necromancer and stuff, we might keep him there and have 1 more go at that. But you ever get the feeling that something's going to be really annoying and I'm never going to roll a 4, 5 or 6 there? Anyway, I might have to go with my gut instinct and just move him away, but and let somebody else have a go. But that is it for Thorn. Unfortunately, him and his dog couldn't find anything. Right, that means we've only got 1 hero left, and that is Castigan. So let's move across to the player area and take a look. We have plans for Castigan. And here we are with Castigan. And what we've got to remember, a couple of things, is flick that over for a start, because it's the start of his turn, so he's having his turn. We'll flick that over. Remember, he's got this active token. The Prophecy of Forks has come into effect at the start of his turn. So he can use, when he draws a card out of any deck, he will draw 2 and pick the one that he wants and put the other on the base of the deck. Now, I mentioned a slight mistake that I made right at the beginning of this playthrough, and that was Devotion, which is here. Immediately gain 2 grace when you get Devotion, and immediately means immediately. As soon as I picked this, I did mean to put his grace up by 2, but I forgot. And it doesn't really matter, because he's only lost 1 grace anyway, and he hasn't done any sort of, you know, grace tests or anything like that. So he lost a grace, if you remember, because he used Wrath, but so he should have been on 7 and he's gone down to 6. So he's not on 4, he's on 6. He gets those extra 2 grace. So I fixed that now. But not only was that really cool that I got the extra 2 grace when Doug finally reminded me, because I was looking at the card, I noticed the bonus on the bottom here. Spend 1 grace at any time to gain a spark. Max 3 grace per turn. And it's a bonus. We can do it any time. What we are going to do then, remember I was going to take out that stigma? Well, I'm going to take a bit of a chance. You know me, I like to take a bit of a risk occasionally. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to move. And we're going to move into the ruins. And that's going to cause us some laughs. Because 1, we have the Necromancer with us, so we're going to lose a secrecy. We're going to lose a secrecy because we're moving out of a flux cage, which will put us down to 1. We do gain a secrecy because we're moving, so that'll put us back up to 2. And then we're going to lose another secrecy because there is a flux cage in the ruins. So we're going to go down to 1 secrecy, which is pretty bad. But it does mean that the Necromancer will in all probability be following us around. And that's not a bad thing, really. We're going to use devotion, and we're going to lose those 3 sparks. We're going to gain those 3 sparks by losing 3 grace, which will put us down onto 3. So we'll only have 3 grace, but we will have 3 sparks. And those 3 sparks can be used for that, what was it, Timeless Trove. So we can get ourselves an artifact, which should be pretty cool. Plus we get 4 clues. So I'm going to go for it. If we sort of hang on, you know, things like secrecy and grace are just going to get worse. So let's do it now. Okay, if I didn't have this Timeless Trove, I'd obviously stick around and try and get rid of that stigma. But I think the 4 clues and the artifact are worth it. So we're going to move to the ruins. We're going to use up 3 grace, get ourselves 3 sparks, and we are just going to wait for the Necromancer to follow us around because with him being on, unless he rolls a 1, then he is definitely going to follow us, the Necromancer, and come to the ruins. But that's okay. We'll still have 3 grace left. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get across to our board and let's put it into action. And here we are with Castigan. So it's the start of his turn. Is he with the Necromancer? Yes, he is. So he loses a secrecy. That puts him down to 2. Now, as regards any of his powers, there's no start of turn effects, so that's fine. We can get past that. What next? Well, we've got to draw an event card. So we're going to draw an event card, except we're going to draw 2, because he has the Prophecy of Forks now. So that means we draw 2 cards at a time, and we pick the one that we want. So let's have a look. We've got Call to Action, which is 3 fate, gain a spark. Draw a quest and roll 1 die to determine its location, then add a timer marker to it. That doesn't sound bad at all. Quests are pretty cool. That is a good one. Let's have a look at Fisher. This is only 2 fate though. This might be better. Lose 1 grace. Not the best. You may move to any location except the monastery. Corrosive magic has left a tear in the world, leading to everywhere and nowhere. But you know what? I think that is a free move. So we'd get an action. Yeah, currently we're going to use our action to move to the ruins, but we could lose a grace, move to the ruins anyway, and then we could use our bonus action on, what is it, devotion, get those 3 sparks, and for our action we can actually do Timeless Trove, and we can do it this turn. Running it a bit close on grace, but you know what, sod it, we're going to do it. So the one that we're going to put to the bottom, I don't think we discard it. It says put to the bottom, I think, of the stack. It's not like we're going to get through this lot, is it? So no big deal. So we'll put it to the bottom, and we are going to do Fisher. We're going to lose that grace, which is going to put us down to 5. And we are going to move to the monastery. Remember, it's the event card that has taken us to the monastery, not our action. And yes, that is brilliant. So we've moved to the ruins by using the Fisher. The Necromancer was there, and he was hunting us out. Castigan spotted this Fisher at just outside the village, and he fled into it. And he's come out in the ruins. Awesome. That has worked very well for us, because as soon we've got into the ruins now, and what we're going to do is we're going to spend another 3. So this is going to put us down to 2 grace. We're on 1 secrecy and 2 grace, but we're going to spend 3 grace to gain 3 sparks. Yeah, max 3 per turn. So we get 3 sparks. I'll put them on there. So these are the sparks. Normally you can use them for extra dies and stuff, but in this case obviously it's going to be used on this mystery card, so we'll just pop them there. So he's used his devotion. It's a bonus, we don't have to exhaust it or anything. And this seems pretty much it with the Crusader. All of his powers seem to be sacrificing grace all the time, and he certainly sacrificed a lot of grace this turn. So he's now on 2 grace, but he's got those 3 sparks. And for our action, we're going to do the mystery. We're going to spend 3 sparks for 4 clues. That is the most important bit. So from 2, we're going up to 6. Remember, we need 10, and that will give us... Oh, we're just out of shot. There it is at 7. I'll move it back to 6. So as soon as we get it up to 10, we can get a holy relic. So that's awesome. So we have done this. I'm not sure whether it stays on the board. Oh, no it doesn't. Discard this card. So we're going to discard that mystery. And we pick an artifact. And what else is good is we're going to get 2 of these as well. Why? Because we've got the Prophecy of Forks. And it is yet another... This has been mega lucky. Right, we get 2 of these. And we get a choice between... Ooh, Void Armour. What's this? You may choose not to be detected by the Necromancer, and you may ignore the effects of being in his location. That is pretty cool. You are pervaded by a sense of emptiness and desolation. Where have you gone? Who now stands behind your eyes? That could be really useful. And what's the other one? Wind Chimes. Refresh 1 power at the start of your turn. A scent of the horizon, a memory of yesterday, a tickle of change. A tickle of change. Well, this one looks like a no-brainer. It looks like the Void Armour, doesn't it? That's... You may choose. Oh yeah, I can see what that is. Yeah, occasionally you do want the Necromancer to see you. If, for example, you want to fight him and you want to bring him to your location, then I suppose you can just take off the armour. I suppose that's what that means. But it's got to be the Void Armour, hasn't it? So we'll take the Void Armour, thank you very much. We'll discard the Wind Chimes. We will pay our 3 sparks. And we have Void Armour. And that is pretty fantastic. We'll get rid of that. But the big thing is getting those 4 clues. We are on 6 clues. That is immense. That is really good. It's a risk. He's down to 2 grace now. But I think it is a risk worth taking. I'll just put his Void Armour on his sheet. There we go. So we can use that now. You could use that now, and when it's the Necromancer's turn, it means he can't see him. But do I want the Necromancer going anywhere else? Just have a little think about Castigan and that Void Armour for the Necromancer. The Necromancer is up next. And here we are back with the Necro, and I'm buzzing, man. I am buzzing. This is fab. This is fabulous. He's not going to put the Void Armour on yet. We want to make sure, as much as we can make sure, that the Necromancer is going to go into the ruins and drop a blight. We don't want him dropping another blight here in the village. We certainly don't want him going to the mountains where that void counts as 2. We don't want him bugging any of the other heroes. So what we'll do is we won't wear the Void Armour. The Necromancer will hopefully spot Castigan and move over here. He'll put a second blight in the ruins. Then what we do, the start of next turn, he puts his Void Armour on. Then we don't lose the secrecy through being in the same location because he can't see him. He's seen him this turn to move towards him, but then he'll just disappear. And that means we don't lose any more secrecy. And we can move back to the village. We move back to the village, take out the Stigma Blight, and then what we might do is, you know, this will be about 3 or 4 turns time. Then we might move into the monastery, get some of that grace back, get some get some healing through praying or something and get some secrecy back. But yes, we can lead the Necromancer a merry dance with this armour because it says you may. So we sort of choose whether we put it on or not. And if we want the Necromancers to see us in order to draw him away from, say, other heroes or a part of the board that we want the Necromancer in, we just take that armour off. And with his low secrecy, the Necromancer just follows him around. So that is looking really good if we play it right. So he's not going to put his armour on. So he is currently at 1 secrecy. Let us get on with the Necromancer's turn. So we've got the reference here. So darkness increases by 1. So it's up to 2 on the darkness track. We've got no desecration blights on the board. Nope, we haven't. And quests, add one timer to each quest. We didn't pick that event. We picked the other event where we could move, so we've got no quests, so that's fine. Movement, we've got to roll a die. So let's roll a green die. Remember, anything better than a 1, he's going to see our friend Castigan. He gets a 2, so he's going to automatically move towards Castigan. Little does he know that Castigan actually wants him to see him, because now he's arrived there in the ruins, Castigan is going to start putting that armour on. It's so funky. So, blights, we've got to create a blight, so that is a map card for the ruins. And we get an unholy aura, which probably isn't that, which is probably pretty bad. Let's dig one out. So here's the unholy aura that he's brought with him. -1 die when fighting. It's 4 to actually take it out if we decide to fight it, and if we fail we lose a grace. So -1 die fighting. But even against the Crusader, if he uses his special ability, he'd still be rolling about 3 dice. So I'm liking Castigan. He's, I think he kicks ass. Right, so we've got an unholy aura. Put that in there. But that's just the sort of thing that Castigan, he takes that sort of thing in his stride. He's pretty easy. We'll get rid of the map card. And yes, this has gone fabulously well. Okay, what a turn. Right, so that is it, I think, for the Necromancer's turn. There's nothing else. Yes, so that's it for this round. Round 3 has finished. Am I going to do round 4? It seemed to take a little bit of time, this particular round. I did a lot of thinking, but I'm trying to think how much video time. I think we'll leave it at 1 round. I think this is at least 25-30 minutes. I do tend to witter on. You know, I watched Doug's playthrough and he was doing about 3 rounds, you know, in 30 minutes. I just can't seem to do it. Can't seem to shut up. But yeah, I think we had a lot going on in this particular episode. Plus the fact, as I say, I have been like decorating all day and painting a ceiling, so my neck's killing me. And hopefully Mrs. Catweazle has now got out of the bathroom and I can use it. So what we'll do is we'll just we'll call it here. And I've got to have a think anyway. I need to think about my next couple of turns. So we'll call it here, and we'll say that is it for episode 2. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the views. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thank you for all the likes and the dislikes. You're still watching. God bless you. And thanks to everybody who's gone across to Board Game Links to have a look at the videos over there, or BGG to have a look at the video threads, to make any comments, whether here or on BGG, or drop any geek gold or whatever. Thank you so much. Again, if you've noticed an error, as I say, I have been sort of like doing a lot of decorating and stuff today, and my brain is a bit frazzled, so I may have missed something. Plus the fact I know, you know, what we've been doing with Castigan and stuff there, I have been a little bit cute. So there is a good possibility that I may have cocked something up somewhere. If I have, please do let me know. Hopefully I haven't, and we are laughing chocolate biscuits because that was a really, really good round. I think we've done fantastically well. Okay, so yes, that is it for episode 2. I hope to see you for episode 3, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.